go back again, and I can't help thinking about that feeling. Here where we wanna be, different vicinity. Now it's clear we can do whatever, 'cause you're right here. Working day and night, I know that you're tired. Checking the calendar, crossing off the days. Now I'm on my way. It feels like so long ago, but like yesterday too, you know. Now we just wanna go back again, and I can't help thinking about that feeling. Here where we wanna be, different vicinity. Now it's clear we can do whatever, 'cause you're right here. We can do whatever, 'cause you're right here. We can do whatever, 'cause you're right here. It feels like so long ago, but like yesterday too, you know. Now we just wanna go back again, and I can't help thinking about that feeling. Here where we wanna be, different vicinity. Now it's clear we can do whatever, 'cause you're right here. Here where we wanna be, different vicinity. Now it's clear we can do whatever, 'cause you're
Check, 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 check. What's up?
Hey, how's it
Carlos.
going?
Carlos, you hear me?
Yes, Chris.
Fantastic. Everybody at home working. Thank you, PCE. Welcome, everybody. Another community gaming day. We got Fortnite on tap. So, number one, why are we still looking for a game? That's weird. Let's see. Hold on. There it is. Nothing ever works right. All right, cool. So, number one, if you are new and you're not sure what to do, right, to go ahead and add a custom code, you should see here on your screen, whatever game mode you're in. What you want to do, number one, is set it to Battle Royale Solos. But number two, when you click on this box here, it's going to take you to the big menu of all the different things that you can select. What you are looking to do is set it to Battle Royale Solos. And then all the way at the bottom, it's going to ask you to enter a custom code. You'll see a little button on the very bottom right. It says custom key or something like that. You're going to type in GSE789, all lowercase. And that is how you're going to join us. So right now we have 13 in the queue. We're going to be a little bit faster. Let's see. Friend request Reigns. Not today, Reigns. We got a special guest. We got Staff Sergeant Vasquez joining with us. Get our game on. Talked a little bit about his life, his career, what he does at the Army. Because you guys know one of the missions with Garden State Esports is to make sure that you guys know all the different opportunities available to you. Whether you want to go to college, whether you want to go to the Army, whether you want to go to the college after the Army. There's a lot of opportunities, and part of our Garden State mission is to make sure that every kid grows socially, emotionally, and academically through esports, and then turns that into some type of career. Let's see, Elite Reese, if I don't get in the first game, can I? Of course, Elite Reese, you can join in whenever. I'm going to probably give you guys, let's see, if I'm looking at my timer, it looks like we got 11, 12-ish minutes. Probably give you another 4 or 5 minutes while I just say hey to everybody, introduce Carlos, and answer some questions in the stream. Wait, how do you join? I can't hear. Let's see. Somebody in the chat want to help out Parth since he can't hear. Let him know how he can get the code in. It's not an island code. You'll see at the very bottom, Parth, that there is a button that says custom code. So when you click Battle Royale and Solo, before you come back to this main screen, right? I can't show you because it would cancel the match, but I can show you on the next match. You want to go ahead and you want to make sure that you set that custom code at GSE789. It's definitely working, Ninja. We got 17 in, so you might want to restart, log out, log back in. But the error is on your end. I wish I could play today. No worries, Twitch. Get in what you can, and we'll play some more. Boy, let's see what else I got for you. I hate PT. Man, you got to get right. You got to get better. But I fixed my instant replay button, so we'll have some instant replays today. If you guys, I'm following you, and you go ahead, you do something cool. We'll get you in the reel. But like I said, today we're gonna be hanging out with Staff Sergeant Vasquez. Carlos is a buddy of mine. Talking a little bit about his life in the Army. Maybe something you would like to do. While we get everybody in, let's see. I wish I could play today. Who am I missing? Missing anybody in chat? I think I got everybody. Awesome. Let's see. Awesome. So, Carlos, welcome to Community Gaming. This is where we all get together on Mondays. We play some Fortnite for a couple weeks. We're going to play some Apex for a couple weeks. We're going to play some Fall Guys for a couple weeks, and we just kind of cycle through and hang out on Mondays, and everybody games together. But why don't you go and introduce yourself, tell folks a little bit about who you are, where you come from. I know it turns out we have family, or you kind of went to school in the same area my family's from in Puerto Rico. But yeah, tell everybody what's going on.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Carlos. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. I joined the Army at the age of 20. So far, the overall, it's been fun. But a quick way that I did right. I did 2 years of college after high school when I was in Puerto Rico, and then at some point I thought to myself, hey man, I didn't want to be more in college debt, and I wanted to pursue my dreams. And one of my dreams was I wanted to work in the NSA. And I think when I went and I saw my recruiter, I was like, "Hey, do you have anything that leads towards that?" And man, was I surprised. They actually had a nice job that it led me to it, which was after I went to basic training, which was on it was for 3 months. Thinking about it as an obstacle course the whole time because they got you working out every day and then you get some rest in the at night and then in the morning it's the same thing. You just training and exercising for 3 months. After you completed your basic training, at least when I did, I went to train for my job, which my job was signals intelligence analyst. So a quick way to and it might be cheesy. So I watched a lot of movies when I was a kid, and I didn't want to be James Bond. I want to be the guy in the van with the headset. So that was me, and that's how I found the job that I wanted. And my dream came through by the age of 22. I got the opportunity to work on the NSA. In the NSA, I got to work with a lot of people that are really knowledgeable and that are defending this country every day and night. They're cool people too. And so fact that one of my best friends, that's how I met him through the army and through gaming. Because even though we are states away most of the times and our careers have taken different paths, we always find time in the afternoons just to play video game, talk about how we're doing, how our lives are doing, and we help out each other and all that. Gaming has been a way for us to connect and to always just stay in contact. Yeah, it's been fun.
Awesome. Yeah. And we will talk some more. I know everyone's eager to get started. So here's what we're going to do. I want to get a few more matches in than we did last week. Last week we got 2. So for this first match, make sure you hear me. Everybody is required to drop in Tilted Towers because we know that's where the Warriors are made. So we're going to start it up. I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds. If you're in or not in, we got 27 in the queue, 25 in the queue. 60 seconds to join. Everybody is going in Tilted. Everybody's going in Tilted. This is my favorite game. If you remember last spring, we played my favorite game called Touch Tilted. It's a lot like touching grass, except you have to land in Tilted Towers. If you do not land in Tilted Towers, I'm not sticking the camera on you, and I'm ending the match once everybody in Tilted has been eliminated. We are in NA East, Parth, all right? So we're going to get a quick match in, 30 seconds. Everybody's going to land in Tilted, including you, Carlos. Watambos who are looking for, how do we say it? WATOMBO? How do we say it?
Yeah, just like that.
There it is. So if you see yourself against Watambo, know you are facing one of the finest. Now, your game is what? You said Apex, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm a little out of your comfort zone. I know I had originally planned to do Apex first, but I did the old switcheroo, decided to go with Fortnite. So appreciate you taking a risk. And unfortunately, you are, in fact, about to get rolled by probably a couple 12-year-olds. So I apologize in advance. But we'll have you back for Apex, and you can smoke some of these kids.
It's okay.
Hey, Chris, how are you? PCM, awesome, dude. So glad to have you back. Missed you last week. All right, here we go. 27 in, starting match. Oh, I hope I'm in spectator mode. I guess we'll find out. If I'm not in spectator mode, please remember that it is against the law to kill me. I must win all matches. All right? So we'll see what happens. I think I put it in spectator mode. How old is Unknown? We got some folks here in the Keyport Arena asking about Unknown and his back-to-back performance last week where he took home both games with something like 25 kills. He's in the chat. Unknown, let us know. Oh, I'm a player. Oh, this is bad news. I forgot to put in It's all right. We're going to it. We're gonna go with 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 it. I don't even have I usually put up like a little, as you can imagine, Carlos, when I play, everybody stream snipes me, and then they dance on my corpse. So we'll see how long I can last before I get stream sniped. But good thing it's a short game. But we're all landing tilted, including me. Here we go.
I have a distinct feeling that I'm gonna be overrun.
Yeah. No, wait. Well, if I'm in, you might be able to last longer because you're gonna see, especially some of my kids who played with us last year. I swear they play a mini game called Track Me Down and Kill Me. Yeah, I'll be hiding in some far off corner of the map, and somehow they just happen to magically find me. But what are you gonna do? I got kids. I got 3 kids playing with me at school today over in Keyport, so they all just said they're coming to get me. So we'll see. Let's go. Everybody better be in tilted.
We'll find out. I'm in tilted.
Good.
I got a dummy spot. Oh.
All right. So half the battle is won. Is I have a gun. So let's see how we do. Kids in my own room, dead already. All right, come on.
Someone just blew me up. They went
2 of my kids taken out already.
I killed someone and died. Who? Which? That's my fault. I got stream sniped.
You're not important enough to get stream sniped. Nobody's looking for you.
I killed someone on 50. I got landed somewhere.
Oh.
Some freaks landed on me. I killed one. The other freak.
I need a shotgun if I have any hope of surviving.
Oh no. I already got done.
Oh, I got one. That's it. It's over. I win.
Anonymous got me.
Oh, you're out already?
Yeah. That's nice though. As you can tell, I'm a little bit out of my element, but this is good.
Oh, he's cracked, as the kids say. Cracked him.
Nice. I'm spectating Anonymous over here, and he's a really good player.
Oh my God.
We got a few. We got a few talented people. All right, I have a shotgun, so there's half a chance that I survive. I have no health though. I'm totally gonna die. Here we go. See, the big thing. Oh, come on. Smoky foil took me out. All right, whatever. From the bushes? Are you kidding me? That's not even a name I recognize. Report player, 100% reported. Oh man. That's it. So let's see. Oh, we got Elite Reese is out. How many we got left? Oh, it is. 12 players left. All right. So we'll stay. I can't really control. Oh, can I? Hold on. Let's see. Next player. All right. So we'll follow around. Yeah, we're gonna do a couple more. We'll do a couple more. But I mean, so you talked to Carlos about like being a gamer, being an Apex player. How would you rate your Apex skills?
I have to say, due to the time that I put in, I say above average. I'm not pro, but due to the time constraint, because we have a job, I mean, a 9-to-5 job, so, and responsibility, so the time that I get to play, I guess I'm above average.
That's awesome. And what kind of time do you find to play?
Normally it's on the afternoons and towards the night, because I always try to go to sleep around 10 p.m. I try to have a good holistic life, and by this I mean I try to balance life, because you gotta go work, you gotta go work out, but you also need your free time. So what I've established is that by 10 p.m. all lights are off, I'm closing down, and then I wake up at 5 a.m. to do exercise.
I like that. You know what's neat is we worked with the Army to help make our health and wellness plan, just because people may not realize, but Army in a lot of ways is a leader when it comes to the performance triad, right? The effect that diet, sleep, and exercise has on performance. What is that? I mean, it sounds like you've built those habits just from being in the Army. Did you have those habits before the Army?
when I was a kid, my parents got me into basketball, baseball. So a lot of sports, I was able to develop that hand-eye coordination and be able to take quick decisions in small amount of time. So when I joined into the army, it felt like a smooth transition. But with a lot of my coworkers, it established them. It gave them a path and a guide in order for them to like, all right, well, the routine's gonna be like this. Early in the morning, when the sun is barely even out, we're gonna go ahead and work out, and then that just gives us at the end of the workout, it gives us enough energy to just start with the day with a clear mind, focus, and get on with the day work. And then at the end of the night, I mean, once we're done with work, we get home, we go home, and then we just like relax.
So you do have free time.
Yeah, of course.
That's awesome.
We have a lot of free time.
Good. And
Yeah.
I was particularly interested when we met a couple months ago. Was you're from the motherland? You're from the motherland. You're from PR.
Yes, sir.
So my family is all from Ponce. Uh, what what was the path that you took from coming from PR to the mainland? What was the path that led you to the reasons you joined the army? And was the process like any different being down in PR? Probably not, right?
No, the process is not hard, especially because Puerto Rico it's part of the territories of the United States.
Right.
So we all have our U.S. A citizenship.
Mm,
So there's no hard process, and what you got to do is just submit the same paperwork. The only difference is because it's most of it is in Spanish. We just have to get like a person that can translate, which I can. And then once a person translates word by word the documents, we check everything and everything was good to go.
that's
At
awesome.
least when it comes to high school diplomas and all that stuff,
It's all the
because you
same.
need to graduate it in order to join the army.
Yeah. So it's funny is one of the reasons why I always try to make sure that kids know that the military is an option for them is it basically saved my dad's life. My dad was getting into trouble, stuff like that. Um, and it's funny is I guess at the time, so I have to check. He just missed the Vietnam draft. He went in the army afterwards. But what was interesting about him is he actually didn't graduate high school, but they made him go to high school in Germany where they sent him, and he actually had to graduate from high school in Germany first before he was allowed to assume his duties. And then my father, this is maybe you could give me some insight on this too. It's one of those things I always meant to ask him. I always forget to ask him. He actually played soccer for the army, right? So he had his job, whatever, but he was on the U.S. Army soccer team. So it's interesting just the different pathways that I don't know if it's still the same. Will they still do something like that if you don't graduate from high school? Will they send you? Do you know?
So right now, what we do is if you don't graduate from high school, I think it was 2 months back, we opened at least what is called a category four. So if you haven't finished high school or if you have problems, we'll go and send you to a school, and then once you're able to pass the ASVAB, then you're good to go. But right now, I got one of my applicants that does not have a high school, but she was able to apply for a GED program for free.
Nice.
So she's doing it right now while she's working with us. So by the time she gets her GED, she should be once we have that paperwork, she should be able to join to the army as quick as possible.
There you go. That's cool that there's just so many pathways to go in, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, for my dad, it kept him on the straight and narrow, and he did communications, he ran phone lines and stuff like that, and then he took those skills. He got a job at AT&T, and it was neat as he worked at AT&T for God almost 30 years, But he started out driving trucks and laying phone lines and all that good stuff. And then about the time I was born, they asked him if he wanted to go back to school to learn how to like fix computers and stuff like that. AT&T did. So my dad went back to night school, and that's actually how I got into gaming. Is my father and I, we would do his homework together. So I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and he would come home with all these computers disassembled or that he would have to fix, and we would do it together. So I've been building computers since I was really little with him. And then from there, I actually looked it up yesterday because I knew I was going to be talking to you. So the first game I played was a game on, even before Windows, was on MS-DOS called Alley Cat Alley. I was born in 84. The game came out in 86, so I definitely didn't play it as a 2-year-old. But I'm assuming not too long after, definitely before I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, I was playing DOS games, and the one I remember was Alley Cat Alley. So it's wild,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
Just how
trying
it
to
all.
think about it, and I've never heard of that. So that's
Yeah.
before my time.
Yeah, I looked it up last night. It came out in 1986 because I was trying to figure out, okay, what was the first game I played? So, how old are you? Are you my age? I'm 37.
I was born in 1990, so I am
All right, so
32.
you're got a couple. I'm a couple years on you, but I don't know if you remember. So let's see. I remember I played a game called Maniac Mansion. That game was in '89. I played. I'm trying to think of all the games I remember when I was little. I played Eye of the Beholder was like 1991. What's up? Is he? Ah, gotcha. Um, all right, let me do this. I'm gonna hop out of this game. I'm gonna open up the next one. Somebody won. I don't know who because I forgot to put it in spec mode. But now we can get ready for real. So let me leave the match. But I was looking at games like Eye of the Beholder was a Dungeons and Dragons game. Came out in like '91. So it's just neat. How far can you go back? Do you remember the first game you played?
Remember, I think it was Turok.
Oh, Dinosaur Hunter.
So
Yeah, it was like mid
I don't.
'90s.
Yeah, and then I think it was Super Mario for like the first one. But I vaguely remember because I was playing with my sister back in the day, and I think it was Yoshi's Island or something because I remember like we were playing on the Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
the one where the controller was kind of like this,
Yeah.
and I remember because like we will all sit together and we'll just watch her and everybody take turns.
Yeah.
So that those days were fun.
There you go. Absolutely. I had somebody from Keyport. I had one of the administrators in here today. Was talking about GoldenEye and wanted to play all the kids in GoldenEye.
Oof.
I don't know if you were around for the GoldenEye stages, but real quick. So for Parth and anybody else who doesn't know, check it out. You're gonna come down here, right? Let me back out. So you go Battle Royale solos. You're gonna click on it, and when you're on Battle Royale solos, you're gonna come down Custom Key, and then you're gonna enter the code that I give you in a few seconds. You hit Escape. You hit Play. Let me make sure I have the room before I tell you guys. There we go. All right. So code for this one is GSE456. GSE456 for round 2. I am in spectator mode, so we should be good to go. You guys won't have to deal with my amazing gameplay. But yeah, that's awesome. What is gaming look like in the Army, right? I know they have an esports team. We've had folks from Army esports on and stuff like that, but what does it look like for the average soldier?
So most of the time, so of course our busy times is between 6:30 till 5 to 6. Like any other job, we have longer days, but most of the days are really short. So by 3:30, we're already closing out business and making sure everything's done. Because at least in the army, we take really seriously the fact that you need time for yourself, you need free time, you need time either for the families and anything that you need, especially when you go on deployments. Because at the end of the day, right, we're asking you to move to a new place where you're not familiar with, you don't have your family for support and everything. So we understand that at least when you come into a unit and everything, you're coming to a family. You're gonna become a family. So because of that, we always try to give the soldiers a lot of free time and respect their free time.
Love it. What up, Hunter? Hunter's back. So you were saying like you do a lot of Apex. Do you play with any of your soldiers, any of the folks on your team, or anything like that, or are those old like friends from back home?
So I met friends through coworkers and such. I used to be an avid Destiny player.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not, I started playing and I used to what is it? Organize raids, be able to do like 3, 4 raids in a span of like 4 to 5 hours,
Nice.
and they were quick. But with the new changes and all that, I stopped playing that game and I went to BR because I was introduced to BR through one of my best friends in the army,
Mm.
and we started with PUBG,
Okay.
and I was a little bit I felt bad because PUBG, it's such a good game. It has a lot of good things to offer, but it had a lot of bugs. So when I couldn't hack it, I switched into Apex, and for me, Apex it was smooth. And ever since then, I still kill. I mean, I still play with my friends and all that.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Oh, Christian's got 13K, 11K, 15,000. Yeah, you guys got a lot. I got some OGs in here. I mean, what's the slash code? Anybody remember to say when you started following? I know some of you guys started playing on the first day 2 years ago. I forget what the code is. Hold on, I gotta help somebody in my house. I flagged you the account. All right, so when it restarts, you should be good. Followage. Yeah, why doesn't followage work? Hold on, followage. That's got to be my fault. That used to work. I just do what am I slash following? Oh, is it slash? Oh, it's unrecognized command slash. Somebody tell me what it is. But all right, another couple minutes. We'll give Christian a chance to get in live in the Keyport Arena. We got 23 in. So for this one, you guys can drop wherever you want. I think you need a bot in the chat to do that. I do have a bot in the chat. I should have a bot. You guys are making me question everything I've known about streaming. Broadcaster, that's me. Users. Hunter, Kevin, Mix, PC. Is my bot gone? Maybe my bot's gone. I don't know. All right. Anyway, here we go. 24 in. If you're not in, let me know. I'll give you 30 seconds. Tell me you're... Maybe my bot's gone, guys. Domination said, welcome to Twitch. Let's see. Yeah, things go wrong all the time. Wait, I'm coming. Who we got? Kevin. Kevin, all right, come on, Kevin. Oh, here's PCE. If you guys don't know, PCE likes to rush me. If I say 30 seconds, he'll count for us in chat. Ant King is in. I'll tell you, it's like a circus, Carlos, managing all this. It's fun.
I gotta get to that point.
Yeah. Do you stream at all, or you just play?
I just play and I watch, but I'm getting to the point that I'm gonna get to a point where I stream. But right now, because I was able to buy a house in Philly. I'm trying to set up the office so that way and everything. So
that's
right
awesome.
now, I just got the green screen, but I gotta get myself a camera and be able to set it up correctly and everything.
That's awesome. See, and now here's what you'll like, Carlos, is one of the classes I teach. We'll get started. You guys can jump wherever you want. One of the things you like, Carlos, is at the high school I teach at, we literally have an esports elective where I teach kids how to stream and how to set it all up and how to cast and all this stuff on top of everything. So, you know, I hear all the time that they don't know how lucky they have it. Mod stream elements. All right, I'll check it out, Manning. Here we go. You guys can jump where you want. Hopefully, I'm in spectate mode. I wish yeah, it's a pretty cool class. I got a few kids here that take my class. I'm sure. Are you? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought I forgot. All right, here we go. Good. Boom.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's neat.
Back in the day, if we had to find out how to do something, and I think you remember this, there used to be this magazine called Tips and Tricks.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be subscribed to that to have the in the know of how to do all things.
Yeah. Or you know what I was trying to explain to some kids? You probably are old enough to remember Game Genie?
Game Genie sounds really familiar.
So remember going back to like Nintendo and stuff like that, you used to have to put the cartridge or a Super Nintendo cartridge into this thing that you then plugged in and then you get all the cheat codes.
Yep.
Game Genie, man.
Or the Game Shark.
Yeah, that's it. Game Shark was another version of Game Genie. Yep.
Yeah, and the Game Shark was for the Game Boy. So back when you needed to like level up all your Pokemon, you had to use a Game Shark.
Yeah, I remember that. That was wild. Here we go.
They used to have a chief for like the rare candy and all that. Man, you laugh, but I was one of those that I had a notebook with all the cheats on it.
Yeah. I remember when I got to Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out on Nintendo, I wrote the code down so I could get my butt kicked by Mike Tyson.
That's good.
Because I could never get past. Remember the guy with the gem that would disappear and punch you, Tiger something or other? Oh no. 33 legit. Gotta take a walk. Wow, everybody. Wow, we gotta jump over into here. Tilted Towers is on fire right now. Tilted Towers is on fire right now. Here we go. We got Foamy healing back up. Domination takes out VX. 20 left. Survivor takes out Mix. Man, these first few minutes were a bloodbath. TTV, Dark taking damage. See if he can fend off. Who's getting after him? We got Joe and Foamy. Joe's taken out by Foamy. Foamy's still in the area. TTV. Oh, from behind. Oh, no, from the front. Foamy gets him. Down to 18. Fast action. Christian, what's your name in here? Raiders Cold. Oh, man, failed taken out. Where's Raiders Cold? Raiders Cold. There he is. Survivor takes out Faded. Raiders Cold's just going to do a quick few laps. Let's see. Alexa, what's your name in here? Gotcha. Let's see. We'll check it with Reigns. Reigns won our last match. In Tilted. Domination takes out Ant King. What's the leaderboard look like? Leaderboard looks like 3 for TF Survivor, 2 for Dom, 2 for Foamy, 1 for Gamer. Dark, who was eliminated, had 1. Check in with our boy Watambo. Lining somebody up. See, now here's what I wondered, Carlos, is does any of your military training play any role in the way that you play games like this?
A lot.
Because I see you're on the high ground, and I talk to my kids all the time just about how important high ground is. Tell me about that, because I always wondered that. I always thought that was kind of neat.
So high ground is the essential as it is, because you have eyes view of everything that's going on, and you see right now that I'm trying to hit somebody, and I just have cover, and I just can't shoot from far away, and I just still be good. And not only that, just because I got this wind turbine, if I was to get not quick soak, but brushed in, I can escape really fast. So you always have to have an exit way and have a good defense at the end of the day.
There you go. So it's kind of neat, right, that you could apply some of the stuff to games. Ah,
yeah, but there you go. but I get taken out.
Let's see. That's funny. Levine jumping in. F8 for the leaderboard. That's a new feature. I've never seen that before. Check it out. I hit F8 on my spec mode. Boom. There's my leaderboard.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'll tell you, Epic hooks us up, man. They're good to us. We got all kinds of neat stuff. So here's my leaderboard. 3 eliminations. Materials place. TTV finished 19. 14. Can I sort this? Does not appear. So 33 legit on the bottom of the leaderboard. That's gonna, oof, he can't be happy about that. Let's see. Let's reset.
And like not a lot of things, right? So we were talking about a vantage point, an exit, an exit way to get out.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things is also to have, so when you're playing on teams, you when you try to rush in a person, right? We always try to, at least I try to tell most of my team is that when we try to rush in, we're rushing from 3 different points of view. Because if you go one behind the other, all they have to do is shoot directly at you, and then you go down, and then the other one goes down, the other one goes down, right?
I
So
like
when you
that.
come at from 3 points of view, so you got somebody. What we do is it's I forgot the name, the terminology of it, but pretty much is you bait them through the front, and then when they come at you, the other two will come through the sides, and that's where you get them.
I wonder if there's something that we could put together. Like I said, I done some work with the Army when we were developing our health and wellness curriculum for schools. Just because, again, the diet, sleep, and exercise, how it affects performance and stuff like that, you're not going to find um, better info, right? And they were great, dude. I got to talk to like the Army Corps of nurses and stuff like that. I got to talk to all these really cool people who kind of just laid out for us, oh, like here's why we have, I don't want to say if enforce is the right word, but we want our soldiers in bed early, right? And so what my team and I did is we went through and we tried to figure out like how can we apply that to what we want for our kids at Garden State Esports. So we applied it to like, hey, you should really shut down those video games, like you said, like 10 o'clock because the blue light, it'll take you an extra hour to fall asleep. Because the blue light, believe it or not, from screens and games will actually Rains takes out Rains. That's weird. The blue light from games will actually stop. I forget what the chemical is that helps you fall asleep, but it'll delay that from happening. So usually it takes an hour after you shut off the screens to get to bed. So we learned a lot of really cool stuff, about the performance triad for the Army. But what we did is we took it and then we applied it to, just our kids' lives, whether or not they choose to go into the military, they go to college, whatever they want to do, right? Performance is performance is performance. That's how I trick my kids. Is I try to teach them about performance, in esports and gaming, and then I said, oh, that same thing about performance is going to help you on a test or something like that, or play football or whatever the case may be. I wonder if there's what if there's something that we could do around like tactics, like you just shared, high ground, having an exit, 3 points of entry, and apply that to team games like Apex, apply that to team games like Fortnite and stuff like that we play. Put together some type of like strategy guide or something like that. That would be neat.
That would be awesome.
Let's say.
And honestly, it's like I told you before. One of the best things is to work out with an empty stomach early in the morning,
Mm.
because at least I love food, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love food. I love food. But if I just eat and if I don't work out or anything, I feel like sluggish. I will not have the focus, the energy to just to go through the day, and it's just also help. It helps me mentally because it keeps me focused. So one of the best things that I do: wake up in the morning, work out. Once you're done with your workout, you get a hot and then cold shower, and then that just for me just resets me. Because by the time it hits 10 p.m., right, my body will be physically exhausted from working out and from the work that I did during the day. That at that point, your body will ask and will tell you, hey man, you're done for the day, go to sleep. And then the next day, do the same thing.
There you go.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I take my time off, like when I take on vacation and all that stuff, That's different. That's different. I don't work out on vacation.
There you go. Are you a Gondols fan like me? A Ros Gondols?
Gondolas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about it. No, no. I was Is that a video? Wait, I have to ask that. Is that a video game?
No, it's food.
Gondolas.
It's rice, chickpeas. What else is it? I'm probably saying it wrong.
Wait,
My Spanish sucks.
wait. Oh, you say gandul.
Gandules.
Ah, gandules. Yeah, that's
I think it's what, rice, peas, and pork?
rice, pigeon peas, so gandules are pigeon peas.
Yeah.
So and then you have yellow rice with pernil, which is pulled pork.
Yep. That.
Now the way the Puerto Ricans do, they don't put barbecue sauce. They put a lot of adobo and sazon.
Let's see. My grandma used to do sofrito in it, and then I've always tostones are my thing. I love tostones.
Those are good. For me, is the mofongo. Instead of fried,
Yeah.
mofongo is still fried, but it's like a mashed potato.
Mofongo is slamming. A lot of people, surprisingly, a lot of people haven't heard of mofongo, which surprise even among other Latinos I know, don't necessarily have heard of mofongo.
Well, it depends on. It really depends on where you're at, because there's mofongo and then there's mango. Mango is more like Dominican Republic, and they do their own way, and it's amazing as well. But we do it also our own way, but it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Here we
And
go.
actually, one of the good places that I go to get mofongo is on New Jersey.
Oh yeah, where at?
I think is since it was close to my house.
Okay.
I think I go by Pensacola.
Okay.
I can't pronounce that well, but it's Pensacola or something like that.
Domination takes out the chicken. Checking in. So let's see. What did Levine just told me? What's the other button? F7 is match stats. All right, let's see. F7. Oh, here we go. Match time. 11 minutes. Players remaining. 30 seconds. Oh, look at this. This is all new. Fastest elimination. Survivor. Most elim. Survivor with 7. Longest elimination. Dominate. Oh, okay. Look, we got some new.
Survivor.
Yeah.
Has all rocket launchers.
I know. He took out one of my kids in the first 30 seconds. And yeah, the early rocket launcher was very successful.
It's crazy. I'm just seeing how this game is played, because I've seen the videos but never played it, and the way it's played is really fast.
Yeah, and the building too is my aim is decent. I can get around, but it's the building that I just can't do. Especially if you have some kids who know how to build, man. They can build circles around you. But let's see, we got TF Survivor coming in, top 5. I love the fact that he's got nothing but rocket
crazy.
launchers. And look at the build speed.
Yeah,
It's
crazy,
wild.
the build speed that he's doing.
Let's see. Is he in chat when he pauses? What's he saying? GG's. Good. Let's see. We got Christian. We got Dom left. We got Dynamic Devin. Let's see. It looks like we're going to have an engagement over here with Cope and TF Survivor. Here we go. Now, Survivor, we'll see how it goes. He's got nothing but rocket launchers, so you got to wonder, in this close combat situation, can he make a rocket land? He does.
He does.
Christian takes out Dynamic at the same time. Survivor takes out Cope with nothing but rocket launchers and 54 health to his name. You gotta love it. Gotta love the memes here. Gotta love the memes here. Getting the health back up. Not but rocket launchers. Who's left? Looks like we got a top 3 situation. We got Survivor. We got Christian. And we got Dom. check in on Christian. Christian's an OG. Christian played with me on the first day that we started, and he actually doesn't have a Garden State Esports team. He is a student that had my wife in class, and my wife told him to come play, and so he's been playing with us ever since. Lining Dom up. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's nice to see it grow. You know, we just did our second show back, so, you know, we got 25 last week, 30 last week. Should be, looks like 30, 35 this week. So if the numbers hold by this time, you know, around Christmas, we should probably hopefully have 40, 50 people. We ended the year with 40, 50, 60 people. So I'm eventually like to get to a point where we have full lobbies, because I have spectator code. When we have you back, Carlos, I have spectator code for Apex and Fortnite, so I can build our own arenas and stuff like that. So it's cool. So we only play each other. Oh, this is bad news here. We got domination just in the water, both sides. Christian's shooting at him. TF is shooting at him. Christian heals up.
Giving all these rocket launchers.
That's it. All right, we're going to go see from TF. Let's check it out from TF's perspective here. See, he's got the best position. Obviously, of high ground. His people, his opponent's got to go through the water to get to him. So that's bad news. Let's see. Looks like Dom was able to boost himself up. He's got height on him. TF building up. Here we go. Let's see. Check it out. We're going to go gameplay here. Are we? Why aren't we going gameplay? Oh, I went drone. That's what I want. Here we go. Boom. Let's get some height on the situation.
Oh,
Christian takes out.
that was crazy.
That was wild. Let's see if we can go. Hold on. Maybe I can clip it here. Let me see. Replay. Wait a minute. Why isn't he dead? What's happening? Did we do? Oh, we did a battle royale. Okay, cool. Let me see. That was good. If I go back and I do replay, let's see. I got replay mode. Check it out. We're gonna go gameplay here. See if we can catch what happened. I think I screwed it up when I switched perspectives, but looks I went
like
drone. That's what I want. Here we go. Boom. Let's get some height on the situation. Looks like everybody got everybody at the same time.
Oh,
Christian takes out. Looks like Christian. That was wild. Shot. Let's see if we can Dom and died. And here we go. Let's see. Check it out. We're gonna go TF taking home the victory royale. Why aren't we going using nothing but rocket launchers? Gotta respect it. GG's, 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 GG's. 417. Let's see. Let's get one more in. We're gonna go super fast, and we are going to go straight to tilted. That's the goal. Let's try to get one more in. I wanted to get 3 in today. That's the goal. Return to lobby. Let me get it set up. So, I mean, Carlos, is like you're thinking back too, knowing that we got some kids here, 18, considering college, considering possibly the military. I mean, what would you say is the biggest benefits to potentially joining the military, in your opinion?
I think it's one of the biggest things that that the Army has to offer. It's that it gives you experience, and not only that, most of the times when you go to college, they always require you to have experience, job experience, or anything of the sort. While you're in the Army, you can go to school at the same time while you're working. And not only that, is that one of the main things that at least that I went through, I wanted this job, but in order to get this job, I needed to do this job. And that's one of the things, like at least in life, right? In order to achieve a goal, sometimes we have to get uncomfortable in order to get to that point that we're like, all right, we achieved what we wanted. It's like the bodybuilders. They go through a lot of training.
Right.
They get uncomfortable, but they get to the point that they achieve the results. So it's the same thing that I always tell everybody else. Hey, you want this job, but in order for you to get this job, you got to go through here. And it just, going through the Army just opens up a lot of doors, man. It just opens a lot of doors. Because most of the times, once you go through the Army, you did your time, your contract, your evaluations are on par with your awards and all that. Once you apply to a job, you send them your resume, and you also have to show them your service. And when they look at that, they always look at, all right, what did you do? How they did it? How was your evals? And let me tell you, man, most of the times, gets you right in
Yeah.
because they already know it's like, oh, okay, this person is disciplined, this person can get this job done and all that, and doesn't need all the supervision or new training. It's just a person that you tell him what to do and he'll do it.
There you go. I have a follow-up question for you too, because I want to ask you about something. But GSE 234 is the code for our last match. Everybody going two tilted, landing tilted. I got spec mode, so we'll be able to have a little bit of a better experience than when I forgot to put it on. GSE 234, all lowercase. We'll try to get one in the last 10 minutes before we call it a week for this week. But you know what is interesting is speaking to the opportunities and stuff like that, Carlos, is man, I would say probably of the 10 closest friends that I have, 6 of them wound up going military. Some Marines, some in the Army. And they all came back and they were so easy. I shouldn't say easy. They had, seemingly to me, an easy time. 4 of them became cops and 2 of them became prison guards. And they jumped to the top of the list. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they told me they had jumped to the top of the list because of their service, and so they were more likely to be, have their number called after they tested and stuff like that. I mean, so there's even some benefits for those folks who, if you're not going to go to college afterward, or like you're going to be career, you said, right? Career military?
Mm-hmm.
And so you joined at, what'd you say, 20?
I joined. I joined in 2011.
Yeah.
So you could say I've been in 11 years going to
And so
12.
how old are you going to be when you retire?
Man, 41.
There you go. So you can start a whole second career. I don't think I get to
Mhm.
retire as a teacher until I'm like 60. So
Mhm.
good for you. What up?
And man, like there's a lot of opportunities. I went to a high school last week, and I had a couple of the kids asking me, "Hey, how can I become an officer, or what do I do?" And I told them there's different pathways. Um, the army, because it is the biggest branch, it has more opportunity because it's the biggest branch as it is.
Right.
So some of the kids they wanted to become officers, and I told them, well, there's the ROTC program that you can go to a school, a college, university that has an RTC program, and pretty much you'll get your bachelor's and everything paid off, and by the time you're done, you'll commission as an officer, and you have a 8-year obligation. The other one of the other programs that we got is from high school to flight school. So what does that mean? So in the Army, we have helicopters and we have airplanes as well. So what we do is once, if you apply for that program, you go through our interviews, you graduate high school and everything's good to go, you will enter this program, or at the end of it, you'll come out as a flight warrant officer. So
That's
you'll be
cool.
an officer that flights
I didn't know
helicopters and
that.
all that.
I did not know that at all, that was even an option as well. Very cool.
You know?
But yeah, so definitely gives you a leg up when applying for, I guess it would just be kind of like state jobs, prison, police officer, that kind of stuff, township jobs. I had a buddy, he even was able to get a job with the township. He does, basically landscaping. And that was because of his service. He got moved to that top of the list. So it seems like public service, you kind of have those opportunities as well. Very cool.
And I'll tell you more. Um, I remember when I was joining, and I had a cousin, and he went through all the flight training, but not through the army. He was doing something else. And when I was in the army, I told him, "Hey man, you already have all this training. You're a disciplined person and all that. You should apply for this program." And he told me, "Well, I don't know." And I'm like, "You should join because in the end, it's gonna benefit you." Find out 10 years later, he calls me, "Hey, I'm trying to apply for this federal job, but they're taking everybody who's been prior military." And I'm like, "Yep, everybody that is prior military has experience. They're gonna get first in line. That's just how it is."
Yeah. New code, it's not working for some reason. GSE 123, I canceled that. Oh, hold on. I gotta do it one more time. Jeez. Alright, here we go. New code. We'll give it one more shot before we call it. Play. There we go. All right, GSE 777. Definitely rip Dom. GSE 777. Like I said, right, again, hopefully you guys understand, right, one of the goals of Garden State Esports is to help you realize some possible pathways that you can choose, where you can take your passion for gaming to where you want it to go, whether it's college, whether it's the military, whether it's trade school. Through Garden State Esports, we want everyone just to know, right, like Carlos was talking about, just the opportunities and options that are out there for you. I am particularly indebted to the Army, like I said, because of, my dad, and the opportunities, my dad was able to take advantage of, right, going from the Army, going to AT&T, and, I don't know where my family would be today. He was I was the first generation. I was the first person in my family on both sides to ever go to college. And that was in large part of his hard work and his sacrifice going to the Army, staying out of trouble. So I think it's a fantastic pathway. And so I want to make sure everybody knows those different opportunities are out there for them if they want to. So I did drop a link in the chat, a form, if anybody wants some extra information. I'm also going to send this out to all the club advisors and stuff like that. If anybody wants to learn more from Carlos, he'll hit you up, kind of give you the lowdown, and if you think the Army's a good fit for you, I'm sure they would love to have you. So we're going to try one more time, see what happens. Good.
And hey, man, a lot of the things that people don't know, right? We have over 150 jobs, and only 10%
Yes,
are
tilted. Sorry, Colin. Go ahead.
So, for example, I got into intelligence. There's people who do MPs. So there's some people that go through the police. Some people go through legal, medical. So there's a lot of opportunities, man.
Wow.
Even right now, we have a cyber job. So if you want to get into a cyber work outdoors, just apply for it. If you score high on the SBAB, you'll be able to apply for it and get in.
Right. And we actually, believe it or not, Carlos, we just added cybersecurity esports to the league because they actually have these competitions called Capture the Flags where these teams compete to, I don't know much about cybersecurity. I'm learning as much as I can for the kids to enjoy themselves. But we've partnered up with this company that is putting on cybersecurity esports leagues. And so they can learn about cybersecurity in their classes. They can join and practice their skills in the esports league, and then they can take it to a career in the military because that is the most in-demand job in New Jersey right now is cybersecurity.
Everywhere.
Yep.
That job is being asked everywhere, not only New Jersey and everywhere, man.
Yep.
My brother just got he was looking for a job in Washington State, and they were offering him that as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
and I didn't know about flight school. And I just heard you say something about legal. I didn't even know there was a legal. So you could potentially join the Army and turn that into a lawyer? How does that work?
So what ends up happening is that you can work as a paralegal, or if you join the ROTC program, you can apply and become a lawyer as well, like JAG and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yes sir.
Oh, that's really cool. I did not know that. Let's see. Survivor takes out Legit, following Watumbo, picking on some NPCs. Let's see. We'll stick with Christian. Christian surveying the area from the high ground. We got Vamp running around trying to pick a sneaky Pete.
Ooh, I'm done.
There he goes. TTV taking out Watumbo, our special guest. I mean, so with that, I'd like to thank you just for coming in and talking and sharing your story and sharing out where you came from and how you got to where you are and your plans and ways that it might fit into some of our kids. I think as of last, I survey the kids a couple times a year. I think we had roughly 10-15% of the league was interested in a military career. A lot of them were interested in medics. A lot of interest in folks saying that they wanted to be a medic and stuff like that. How would that work? Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
So I always tell most of my applicants, well, all my applicants and everybody who's interested, um, the importance is do good in high school, right? Because by the time that you have to take the ASVAB, right? The ASVAB is going to test you on a lot of things: reading comprehension, math, a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of physics, and all that. The reason is because the higher you score on the ASV, the more opportunities you got. And this is key because I've seen a lot of people that are interested in a job, and you can still transition, but sometimes they get hurt because it's more like, oh, well, I wanted this job, and that's okay because the army, while you're in, right, you might not be able to get the job that you want, but the army will provide you with the training to take the ASVAB again. Like the army will help you study. You'll be able to take the ASVAB again and get a higher score.
Oh, that's
And I've
cool.
seen it happen. So when it comes to the medical field, score higher on the ASVAB, and you have jobs like lab technician, pharmacy. It could be from combat medic as well. And right now, 2 months ago, we just opened a job for physical therapy assistant.
Oh,
We
wow.
did dental assistant as well.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, right, I've seen a lot of friends, right, and people that I've worked with. I just have a friend that he went to the same college as I did when we were in Puerto Rico, and then we met over here in the States. We both worked on Intel, and then he said that he was missing becoming a nurse because he wasn't able to complete that. So now he applied to a program that we have inside the Army, which is called the Green to Gold program. So what that program brings you is that it's a pathway for you to become an officer, but study what you want. So he's actually going back to school, and he's taking all the nurse classes in order for him to be an officer, but also like a nurse practitioner and all that.
That's neat. I mean, so it really just sounds like there's a pathway for everybody to the army, in the army, through the army, out of the army. That's awesome. I love that. I love it. Yep. That's my hope. Even for my own students, I hope they come back and tell me whether they went to the army, whether they went to the college. You know, just that they found their pathway and they're happy, and that's part of the overall goal that we're trying to do here. Survivor, Christian, taking shots at him with the rocket launcher. Let's see. We have looks like 4 or so left. We'll check in real quick over here. Mr. Turd Nugget seemingly did not get the memo that we were all playing inside of Tilted Towers, so he's out there doing God knows what. But Vampire takes out Survivor, so we're going to have a new champ this round. Christian tracking him down.
But Anonymous is still alive.
That's it. We still have Anonymous? Oh, you know what? I can see the names. That's probably why. You see Anonymous. I actually have all their names as the host. But we got Christian chasing down Vampire. Vampire thinks he's safe inside of the clip it. Inside of the cab. He is not safe. Check it out. Here we go, Carlos. I have worked hard to get my replay going. Boom. Transition. Oh, you know what? I can see the names. That's probably why. You see Anonymous.
Here's the
I actually have all
Christian's
the names.
gonna
Take the bounce pad, fly around the building. We got Christian chasing down Vampire. Thinks he's safe in the bushes. And that's Vampire thinks he's safe. Taken out inside of the... That's it. High ground. High ground. High ground. Yeah. I might have to hit you up, Carlos. I think that'd be a cool project to work on. Right? Take those things that you guys are taught and apply them to video games and build some type of strategy guide. That'd be a fun project.
Of course.
That's neat.
And that's also used in life.
Oh, absolutely.
And for example, when we have problems in the office, right? Because we all have different personalities and all that. We will always have a third person approach a situation, make the situation as neutral as possible,
Right.
and be able to work together.
There
Because
you go.
at the end of the day, we're all from different places, different backgrounds, and in the end, we just want to work together in order to accomplish the mission or accomplish whatever goal we have.
There you go. I love it. Kevin, is this the last game? Yes, 200 IQ. Absolutely. 200 IQ play. That's awesome. Yeah, it's been neat. It's been neat to see this thing grow, and whatever gun that was. Sticking with Christian.
Oh.
Oh, Turg Nugget is back. Turg Nugget, thanks for coming, bud. Let's see. We should be down to 2. We have Christian and Seabass. Here we go. Here he comes, Seabass. There we go. This is it. Let me get my Scorsese cam going. There it is. High ground. Another clip. Replay it back. Christian. High ground again. We have Christian and
Takes the high ground
Seabass.
after he engages
Here
with
we go.
Seabass.
Here he comes,
Build himself a
Seabass.
staircase.
There
Gets
we
the
go.
victory royale
This is it.
with the shotgun.
Let me get my Scorsese
After he
cam going.
sprays whatever gun that was. We were trying to figure it out in class the other day. Nobody knew what that
There
gun
it
was.
is.
But
High ground.
takes him out, and that'll do it.
Let's
Carlos,
see, we
thank you
should
for
be down
hanging
to
out.
Like I said,
Thank you
yeah.
for having me.
No, thank you. I'll drop in the chat again if you are interested in learning more about the opportunities the Army has. Feel free to fill out the form. You must be 18. I will also send it out to the club advisors so they can let their esports team know if anybody's interested. And yeah, we're definitely gonna do it again. It was really cool having you. Sounds like we got a cool project to work on. Maybe we'll get you back for Apex and you can roll some of these kids so they know us old heads, as they call us. We're not that bad, all right? But otherwise, Carlos, you're the man. Appreciate you, buddy. I will talk to you soon. Christian, Seb, Captain, GG's, PCE, GG's. Everybody, good to see you. We will be back next week, same time, same place. Carlos, feel free to jump in and play if you want. But we got another couple weeks of Fortnite. After that, we're going to get into Apex, and from there, we're going to go to Fall Guys, and then we'll circle back around to do it all again. If any of you are coming to Atlantic City to the School Boards Association Esports Tournament, I will see you guys tomorrow. Otherwise, be good, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, thank you.